Evening. How are you, Christopher?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I'm really excited about tonight's show.
Me too. You surviving Snowmageddon 26?
Oh my gosh, 22 inches of snow, and it's been an interesting weather storm. How about for you over in your area?
I think we got just about as much, like 20 some odd inches. It's just ridiculous. The plow guy will probably be here anytime. So if my dogs bark, you'll know why. Uh, but we're surviving. We still got power, knock on wood, and we're doing well. And we have two amazing guests tonight, which I'm super happy about.
We definitely do. They're a spiritual family to me. They're known as the Radikals. They have a new show that's coming out called Creepy Chronicles. And so we're really excited to have them here. Let's go ahead and bring them on up.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey
everybody.
guys.
Hey.
How are you both this evening?
Good.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, can you hear them, Raven?
Yeah, I can hear them really well. Can you?
Can you guys say something?
Hello. How's it going?
I
Hey,
can't hear them.
Chris.
Uno momento. I'll be right back.
Okay.
So, how are you surviving the snowy weather storm?
Yeah. We're making do. You know,
Yeah,
we've got heat, we've got electricity, we've got a backup generator just in case. So it is what it is. It's
That's
New
what
England.
it
Yeah.
is. I'm so excited to have you here because you have amazing haunted objects. You speak around the world about the different things that you find, and we always see some really cool things from you. And now you're going to have a show on an all access network.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty
Really
wild.
exciting. And you have books out too. So,
Yes.
Yep.
would you tell us a little bit about what we can expect on your upcoming show?
Oh, well, actually, Creepy Chronicles is all him.
It's something I've been like envisioning for many, many, many years. Kind of think of the old Leonard Nimoy show In Search Of, but like
Oh
in a
man.
podcast form. Yeah, in a podcast form.
Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
Are you a Trekkie, Danny?
No, I'm not. I like Star Trek. I'm not a Trekkie, but that show, the In Search Of with Leonard Nimoy, I mean, it was the one thing like grandmother and I, like every Sunday night we looked forward to.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was just, question reality.
Yeah.
Cool. So many of us are big fans of yours and what you create and bring to the paranormal field. But for people that are new, can you share a little bit about some of what you do and what brought you into the paranormal field to begin with?
I know. I
Go
get
ahead,
that
Lauren.
hint. Yeah. So I actually started my love of the paranormal and everything back, in the 80s when, Scooby-Doo. I grew up with Scooby-Doo and Ghostbusters and everything like that. And my daughter Carissa and I had started our own group called Mascon Paranormal, and it kind of was our baby. And then Danny and I met online, and that's where we.
Well, you had a funny little tagline in your profile online,
I did.
and it said what?
if you're brave enough, you can come on a ghost hunt with me.
And that's what I used to do anyway for fun. So it was like, this is perfect.
Nice. That's cool.
As for myself, I've always been into the odd and unusual and crazy things like that. But I saw a movie back in like 82 or 84. It was called The Black Cat. It's a foreign Italian film. And it's about this elderly gentleman who has this reel-to-reel recorder, and he would go to graveyards and he would record stuff, and he'd get these voices that weren't there. And it was just like, wow, I want to do that. Is that a thing? And so I went and got my little Radio Shack cassette deck and went down, plugged in a microphone, and started hearing things that I shouldn't hear, that weren't supposed to be there, that I couldn't explain. And so it
And he's still a skeptic.
skeptical, but open-minded. And from there, back in the mid 90s, Ed and Lorraine Warren were having a thing at the University of Connecticut down here. And went and checked it out, and it was phenomenal. Met them after the show. Ed gave me his little card and said, give me a call, come on over sometime, we'll hang out. And I took him up on the offer. And ever since then, nonstop.
Which is one of the things that we have in common, is because I also met them
at one of their shows.
At one of their it wasn't really a show, it was more of a presentation.
Yeah,
a lecture. That was the word I was looking for.
Oh,
that's cool.
I never got the chance to meet them, but I've heard some amazing stories about them.
Yeah, I never got a chance to meet them either. But so, Danny, you say that you're skeptical but open-minded, and we've talked about this a lot in the last couple of years.
Yeah, we have.
But I'm curious, like it's now, correct me if I'm wrong, but from what I've gathered from you is you're more skeptical of mediumship and psychic work and stuff. Is that correct? Or is still open-minded but still skeptical of it? Is that not correct?
That is correct. It's more of the entire supernatural in general than mediumship. I mean, there are a lot of what I call fake mediums out there, but there are a lot of out there that like
blew his mind.
I can't explain. You're one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't explain, and it's just like, yeah, that bothers me in a good way.
So, like, what about it is so? Kind of explain a little bit further about the skepticism part, because like being open-minded is one thing and being skeptical is one thing as well. But like, what differentiates you where you're like, no, I'm totally not buying into it, or maybe that's something. Do you know what I mean? Like, where's the line for you?
Oh, it changes every day, with me. I mean, it's demeanor, attitude. What are you trying to? Is this person trying to prove a point? Is it? Sometimes it just seems too labored. It just seems, and it's just like, I don't know. I have this whole theory with like trying to scientifically prove this stuff, or at least being able to reproduce the same outcome each time in order to scientifically prove it. But I'm starting to think now, do we really need to do that? Do I really do, I mean, is that possible? I mean, we have this thing that we were working in one of our books, supernatural, one word, versus supernatural, two words. They sound the same, but they mean completely different things.
Sure, yeah.
Supernatural, two words, you're talking, spooky science, black holes, things like that. And supernatural, one word, is what we do, the supernatural, we dabble in.
Right.
But if you take your cell phone, something that is totally natural to us, and go back 200 years, well, that piece that is natural to us is now supernatural to them where you are. You're a witch. They don't understand it. And I'm under the belief that people like yourself and mediums and spiritualists and things like that, they are eons ahead of science, more likely. And that could be the thing. I mean, there were these stories back 100 150 years ago about these invisible things that were making you sick, and all these superstitions and things. And now we know that they're viruses. We know there's bacteria and things like that. And it's like science caught up with so I kind of think that's where we are.
Yeah,
you guys are so far ahead of the rest of us.
Nah, I mean, go ahead.
Well,
I was just gonna say, like,
you go first, Christopher. I can wait a moment.
We'll rock, paper, scissors for it. Yeah, right?
It's
I
great.
was just gonna say real quick. I don't think we will, but I hope that I'm still alive when they discover the frequency that mediumship it aligns with. Not to drop the name of the show or anything, but like like there's got to be something there that's detectable in some way. They just haven't figured it out yet. And
And
like I
that's the
said, I
thing.
probably
I do agree it's a frequency,
Yeah.
vibration, energy. That's even, Einstein and all those guys said the same thing. And that's,
yeah.
you're on it. You're on it. You got it, dude.
Now, I was going to say, Lauren, you're a medium. So when you found out that Lauren was a medium, like, how did that, like, with the skepticism and everything, like, how did that connect for you?
Oh, I still deal with that on a daily basis. She freaks me out. There are things that, like, we'll walk into a place. When we go into a place, whether it be a residence or something else, she likes to go in like not knowing anything, having no info, and I like her going that way as well, because I can kind of gauge or test, her abilities or her feelings or whatnot. And oh my God, she freaks me out. She gets these things, We went to an oddity shop. It was just a regular oddity shop. And this wasn't like a planned, supernatural kind of thing. We're just there shopping. She had never been. This was in Coventry, Rhode Island. She'd never been there before. And I had never been to this oddity shop. I knew the lady. And Lauren walks in and she's looking around and her eyes follow from one end to the other. And the woman's like, did you just see him run by? And Lauren's like, yeah.
It's a little boy who's just running around.
And she's like, yeah, he visits. I can't believe you just saw him. And you could see her, like, her head goes up and she's kind of like sniffing. And she's like, this used to be a butchery way back in the day. And there was no way you could tell it was a butcher shop.
It looked like an AT&T store, like a Verizon store kind of a deal.
And the woman's like,
yeah.
It was that's exactly what it was. And I was just like, I'm still blown away by that. So yeah,
that's awesome.
She amazes me every day.
That's cool. Yeah, because I was thinking about how amazing you are with your mediumship, and but then also with the items that you have that are either sent to you or you go and pick up because people are feeling that item is particularly haunted. When you look at the combination of the frequency of mediumship and the frequency vibration of some of these, maybe not all of these haunted items, and you pick up on the energies of those different items, there is some, what's the word I'm looking for? There are some similarities in how a vibration works with those things to a degree. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah. Like I know from my experiences that there are certain items that I will not touch in the house.
Yeah.
I can't do it. Sometimes I will push myself, but as of right now, there's only 2 items in the house that I will not touch. Oh, hold on. Let me say 3 now. But yeah, it's I kind of know how things are by what I can get off of them without even touching them. Danny actually went and picked up an item recently and he posted a picture of it, and I came home and I told him what I felt.
Yeah.
And he just kind of was like, how did you know that?
Yeah, it's actually still in we have a quarantine section, so it's actually still in quarantine. It hasn't been brought in yet.
And I kind of hit on it, so I just kind of, it's weird how that comes up. I don't know how it happens and how I can, I do psychometry. So that's where a lot of, the abilities come from, is being able to touch the items and get a reading from them.
Yep, for sure.
So
what are some of the cool items that you have collected? What are some of your favorite items? Because I know there are a lot that you have.
Danny?
For me, one of my favorite is yes, Lauren. Yes, it's my favorite oddity. See you over there. Yes, without a doubt. But as for an item that's haunted, yeah, that'd be you again, Lauren.
Thank you.
The front end of the piece of Golden Eagle, the killer car. That's one of my favorites because of the story behind it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Thomas said the fork, and I think that would be mine.
The fork. Yeah, the fork.
Yeah, the fork.
Yeah. It's tough to tell because it's like, I don't know.
We have so many items.
Yeah, and it's for me, it's the stories. It's
Yeah.
the and they always develop. I mean, we just like with the fork and stuff like that. We were at a convention and someone brought us. What was it, Laura?
We're in Salem.
Yeah, what happened?
So friends of ours brought an item to us and had it wrapped in a plastic bag and had it wrapped in
We had no idea they were
black
bringing
cloth.
anything.
We didn't know they were bringing. They do it all the time,
Yeah.
but so they had it wrapped up, so I couldn't tell what it was. And they handed it to me, and they said, "Tell me what you feel."
And this was from a collector that they had. Yeah. So
Yeah. So I sat there and I said, my heart's like racing out of my chest, fear, and all of a sudden I kind of like went like this to like block, and then I kind of backed up a little bit, and I was like, I got a really awful taste in my mouth. And both of them backed away from me. And I handed it back to them and they opened it up and it was a fork, knife, and spoon of
also
Jeffrey
from
Dahmer's.
the collection of Dahmer.
Ooh.
So they're like, it's yours, please take it. So we added that to the set now too.
That must have
You tasted
been
it, it's yours
so
now.
satisfying.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of yuck.
That's
But
that's very unpleasant thing to pick up on as far as tasting an objects like that. Like, I can't imagine.
yeah,
I can't imagine.
it's quite nasty.
Yeah. So you said that items when you get them go into a quarantine process. Can you kind of tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah. Usually this stays in the back of the car in the garage just so we can do some research on it and see how Lauren feels about it or story wise, are things developing before we bring it in with mixing it with various other things.
Yeah.
Some things like oil and vinegar, they don't mix well. Some things do. So it's like, all right, well, this one has to stay in the attic. This one has to stay in the garage and, that kind of thing.
Another one stays on the porch.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well,
it's
for
not
now.
coming. No, it's not coming in the house. It's not coming in the house.
So, what have you had experiences where you have put items together that shouldn't have been put together, and what are some results that have happened that you've seen?
What do you think, Lauren? Anything?
I
can't think of anything particular.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
Is a safety thing.
Yeah. I mean, like my favorite piece in the house is our crying girl painting. And like when we first, like the second day it was in the house, it was like 2:00 in the morning. Danny's at work and I heard a little girl say mama twice. We don't have young children.
No, we live in the middle of nowhere as well.
And we live in the middle. There's more cows than there are people.
There's no sidewalks. We're very rural area.
Yeah. No street lights close by or anything. So I had no idea what the heck it was. And then Danny had the similar experience the next day.
I come home and I was like, okay, of course you heard something. Of course you did. Yeah.
You can
why not?
picture him rolling his eyes.
You did. Let's document it though. Let's write it down and everything. What did it say? What time was it? This, that, and everything. All right, cool. That's pretty wild. But if anyone would hear it, it would be you. And so that morning, I unwind by listening to a podcast after work or whatnot, put my headphones on, do some cleaning, this, that, whatever, make dinner. And as I'm doing it, I hear some talking that sounds like a juvenile female. And I was like, oh, must be some interference or something. Let me rewind the podcast, rewind it, and it's not there. Let me rewind it again. I rewinded it like 13 times, 10, 11, 13. There was nothing there, but there was... in my mind, there had to have been something there because it couldn't have been what I thought I heard. And and I asked Lauren, I said, how old was the voice that you heard? And she told me, and I was like, oh,
about 4 or 5 years old.
That's what I heard.
That's wild.
Yeah, that is,
So, I mean, I don't think we've actually had anything interact with other items.
Not yet. Let's keep
If
it that
we-
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Jeez.
last thing we need.
Yeah. No, we do have something at the moment that's interacting with everything, but yeah.
And like I
Uh-oh.
said, it's staying on the porch.
Yeah. But that's a work in progress, a long-term experiment. Yeah. Oh God.
Is
More
this
on that
one
coming up
you'll
later
be-
on.
Is
What's
that
that?
one you'll be sharing with all of us later on?
Yes.
Eventually.
Eventually. Yeah.
If we're still alive.
It's been this huge black cloud ever since November.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
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 For me to think that, it's like, yeah. There gets to a point where coincidences
Stop
become too
being.
many.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Even for someone of skeptic, open-minded, thought.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Like I said, he's gone 6 years without getting COVID.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden he gets it.
Oh, this, that, and I mean, just the things that have been happening to us over
Yep.
the past few months are just
My brakes.
atrocious.
I mean, it was just, it's been ridiculous.
Your car broke down on the way
Way
from bringing
home.
this home.
Yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we spent what 2 months trying to find a mechanic who would actually call us back
Yeah.
to work on it, and it was
Yeah.
come on,
Mhm.
mechanics want money, but no one,
No one would call us back.
and it's just been one
Jeez.
thing after another. But yeah,
I got the flu.
That's a long
Oh, yeah.
time.
Has,
It is.
has something like this happened with previous objects, or is this the worst it's been?
This
This
is
is the worst.
This is the worst, without a doubt, and we're starting to maybe have a clue, an inclination as to why, and we're going to try to deal with it and figure it out. And
Get it out of my house.
well, it is
I
a
don't
temporary
blame
thing
you.
anyway. It is a temporary thing anyway. It's an
It's not
experience.
temporary.
No, but I mean the whole thing is a temporary experiment.
No,
so
I know.
we're
I
trying
know.
to document some stuff, and so come on, spring.
Right. Yeah, right.
How many more months
Yep.
do we have left?
Spring.
3 more.
Right.
3 more months?
Yeah. Just say spring. It's
Say spring.
a blanket
Yeah.
term. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
one thing I love that you guys do, especially at events, and what I saw is like you'll have your objects or some of these objects with you, and they'll be they'll be covered up, and then you'll have other people try to do psychometry to see what they pick up, right?
Oh
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
what have you ever had people that have come up and been like, oh no, that'll never work on me, and then they do it?
Oh
Like
my
the-
God. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
think that they can't do psychometry, and all of a sudden they nail it on
Oh,
the
yeah.
head.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And we had one woman. She freaked herself out, and she freaked me out. I think we were at Wilson Castle.
I love
I think
Wilson
it was.
Castle.
I think it was.
No, it was at Red Lion Inn.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. It was Red Lion Inn, and so we have a psychometry case that we put together. That's just like various items, and we document all this stuff as well when we're doing the presentations and things, because this was a psychometry presentation, and so we've got all the paperwork. We're going through it, and I put something random in the bag. It could be something historical. It could be something tragic. It could be a rock from our front lawn. So it's just anything. And I put a piece in there, and this woman's never done it before, and she's just learning what it is. And she holds the bag, she touches the bag, and she's like, "Ooh, what'd she say, Lauren?"
She said, body parts. She said, fuselage.
She's like, "I smell gas, and I feel like I'm falling. I don't know.
Fire.
It's just I can't explain this, but I don't like it. It's just it's frightening." And it was actually debris that I had someone collect from the World Trade Center minutes after it had fallen.
Wow.
And that's just like, I had all the hair on my neck went up. It was just unbelievable. And she freaked herself out. It was,
It was
That's
quite
intense.
intense.
Yeah. Holy shit. Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
One of the things I really love about when you do your talks at the different conventions is you bring different items and have people like see what they pick up on those
Sorry.
different items. What's that?
Oh, Danny's
my
phone.
alarm was going off. Sorry about that.
Oh, I didn't even hear it. But one of the things I love is how you bring different items in and you have people look at those different items and see what they pick up from it. And it's kind of cool
Mm-hmm.
to see what different people get from the different vibrations of what you bring.
Oh,
Psychometry is really cool.
it is. It's wild. It's and at the same time, we love to tell the stories because that's how like the tragedies. It's a form of respect and
Mm-hmm.
learning about these items. And
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people had no idea what an Nkisi and Kandi was until we started bringing one out, and they're like, "Oh my God, okay,
Yeah.
that's an African effigy."
That's one
Wow.
of the items I will not touch in the house.
Yeah, that's
Gives me the heebie-jeebies.
the wooden ironwood piece with all the nails hammered into it and stuff. And
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's not the piece that you had shared a story in New Hampshire when we were there about a piece, and it was a wooden piece, I think, if I remember right. But it had alerted somebody to pancreatic cancer.
Oh, that was
That's
my
it.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Is that the
piece.
same piece that you're talking about? Okay.
That
Yeah.
is the same piece. Yeah. Actually, my brother was carrying it. We were removing it from a facility, and my brother was carrying it and it was resting on his belly in the crate that it's in. And he's like, "Hey, Dan, what the hell is this?" He's like, "This better not be a fertility doll because I have a burning in my stomach." And I was like, "No, why don't just give it to me? It's not a fertility doll." He's like, "We're done having kids." I was like, "I get you. Give it to me." And he's like, "No, I don't believe in this crap."
He's worse. He's a worse skeptic than Dan.
Oh
than
yeah,
Danny,
yeah.
So
Well, he's not open-minded as I am.
Mm.
And the thing is he was the burning didn't go away, and it just kept happening and happening. And I think it was like a week or so
later, yeah.
he had gone seen the doctor, and then him and I were doing a clean out at a house because we did like American Pickers kind of thing.
Mhm.
And we're doing a clean out, and his doctor called him and said, "You need to get in here. You've got pancreatic cancer in that spot that was burning." And he survived it. They lobbed off the back half of his pancreas. He was able to survive, which is phenomenal. And for the longest time, he's like, "I freaking hate that thing. That thing gave me cancer." And now he's like, "You know what? I think it might have saved my life."
Yeah.
But we have an update because we did a presentation in the fall
Yeah, we did.
at a local library. And the Nkisi was there, and my brother was hidden in the audience. He didn't want anyone to know he was my brother and
Right.
whatnot because of the whole thing. And he was in the audience. And Lauren, what happened?
Afterwards, he went up and took a picture. And his wife is she's like, "Oh, I don't want to take this picture. I don't want to take this picture."
She's
was a
from El
picture-
Salvador
yeah.
and very superstitious.
Superstitious. And it's a picture of him. We actually have it of him standing in front of the Nkisi, giving it the middle finger.
Giving it the middle finger. He's like, because he was like, it's a joke kind of thing and whatnot. And he called me up the next day
And he must have pissed it off because he had diarrhea for like a week.
for like a week.
Oh,
He had to call out of work for
Yeah.
a few days because
Yeah.
of diarrhea.
Oh,
He's
no.
like, yeah. He's like, I think I might have learned my lesson.
Yeah, I don't think you want to go with third time's the charm with that thing. I think second time was the charm with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Jeez, unreal.
Is that the when it comes to like items that can, is that like one of the only items that you have right now that kind of shows people where pain is in regards to like a healing aspect?
I'm not sure. I don't even know if that's its job. Its job is actually revenge. I mean, you would hammer a nail into that thing.
Spiritual hunter.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yep.
A spiritual hunter. Someone did you wrong or whatnot in Africa. You stole your goat or whatever, your land or
Yeah.
whatever. You'd bind it. You'd pound a nail into it, bind it, and it would do your bidding. Supposedly, that we know of, it's responsible for 2 deaths.
Hi, Andrea.
People have done wrong. So, if I don't know how or why that happened with my brother, but I'm thankful that it did.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah.
So we have a high perch, a high cabinet, and he kind of looks over the room.
Yeah. Kind of watches.
That's wild.
So you guys obviously have been across a lot of haunted objects and a lot of things that carry a lot of crazy energy, right? Now, I've seen people that put objects in cases. Is that like, how does that prevent what is haunting the object from leaving? You know what I mean? Like, because for me, in my mind, and excuse my ignorance, but like, I don't see how that protects it. Correct me.
I don't believe it does. I don't believe it does.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
Energy and frequency is what it is. I mean, a piece of glass is not going to stop it. You know,
Thank-
I
okay.
mean,
Okay.
As we know.
yeah, as we know, exactly. I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I mean, it's wishful thinking. I mean, I don't know, psychosomatic. I don't know. I don't think it works. I don't believe you can stop something by a piece of glass or a box or whatever. I mean, it is what it is.
I mean, we do have pieces in the house that we will not take out,
Yeah,
but there's not many.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of how, you know, like Danny said, a piece of glass is not going to protect you from it.
Mhm.
I do sage the house. I do show respect for the items. I think that's the
key.
big thing is
The
that
key
we
is
show
respect.
respect.
You know, respect for the object, respect for what you can't see, and respect for what you don't understand. Yeah, don't taunt, don't agitate,
Don't piss things off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect is key.
To play devil's advocate a little bit, would you argue that maybe if you were to put something in a case and put your intention into that case doing its purpose, would that change the game? Like if you were to put the intention and a prayer into it or any sort of sigil or anything like that, would that change the dynamic of like it being able to stay in the box or not? Like where do you sit with that?
I mean, anything is possible. I could pray to win the lottery and hit. Does that mean that prayer worked for that lottery? I don't know.
But with one of the items that is on the porch,
Yep.
he is going to start doing. You said you were going to do like sigils.
Oh,
and
I have some some sigils,
stuff.
some Solomon,
So,
and stuff like that we're going to start
we'll
experimenting
see.
with. And
Just let me know ahead of time, please.
So that's more of an experiment for you than it is like you believing it's going to work.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, complete experiment. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I'm just curious. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Great question.
So when it comes to the book, how many books do you have out now? Is it
I think we have
12.
11, 12, something like that.
12 books.
And a few
oh
in the
my
works.
gosh.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The snowstorm actually helped because we're
Yeah.
almost done with our second Confangula book.
Children's
so-
book, yeah.
Children's book.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
That's awesome.
exciting.
Yeah.
Can you
And
tell
All
us
of
a
them
little
co-written
about-
by you yourselves?
yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Can you tell us a little bit about the different books that you've written?
Well, we've done the paranormal investigating book. It's for beginners. We've done a book called Unlocking the Clairs, having to do with being clairvoyant and helping. They're almost like textbooks.
Very textbooky. Yeah. It's like like the Claire book is like if you experiences these things, how to develop them and also how to shut them off.
Mm-hmm.
Because how do you put that close on? It's
Right.
like enough for today.
Yeah.
I love
And,
that. Love that. Yeah.
And that one's real difficult. But we also did books like Urban Legends. We've done Echoes of Violence, which has to do with the paranormal and true crime.
Right. Why is it that like all these places that have tragic histories seem to be haunted? What is the correlation between it?
Yep.
Is it the stone tape theory? Is it all
Yep.
these kinds of different things? What is the possibility?
Yep.
Why?
Mind's frequency and
And the thing is we co-write these together. We have a desk that someone was murdered at that was surrendered to us, and that's the desk that we write on.
of course.
And
where else would you write a book?
So like one of us will start off a chapter and then the other one will read it and then pick up and do the next chapter, and we'll kind of piggyback back and forth kind of thing. And it helps the flow go well as having the different aspects of the paranormal and the supernatural, the scientific skepticism with the this is the way it goes kind of thing. And it works great. So you're getting a non-objective thing every time where it's like, okay, you make up your mind.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the
That's
answers.
awesome.
But of course,
That's cool.
I have to tell Danny because Danny's very technical. And sometimes I look at him like, what the hell does this mean?
She's like, this one makes no sense.
I'm like,
what is
Danny,
this?
dumb it down for your wife, please. please, just so I can understand.
Sorry.
Oh,
She's like,
man.
we don't want to have to sell the book with a dictionary as well. Just, just make this for the general public. I was like, okay.
Fine.
You think,
Have it your way.
we're kidding? It's not. We are completely serious because I look at him like, what the heck does this mean? Well, it's a new word. It's a longer word for like a kite. It's like, so just call it a kite.
Yeah.
But it's not technical. It's got to be technical.
You got to call it a trebuchet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, see?
Oh, that's
Sorry,
Oh.
Lauren.
But we have run into certain things. We took 2 years ago. It's been 2 years. Oh my God.
Wow.
We took our spooky moon because we couldn't take a honeymoon because it was in the middle of COVID. So we finally took it and we went to California, and one of the places that we went to is Disneyland. I mean, come on. And we were sitting outside the haunted mansion
In queue. Yep.
waiting for hours to get in. And this couple sat down next to us and we started talking to them and everything like that, and told them kind of what we do. And all of a sudden she's like, babe, give her your ring. So he gives me the ring. And I was like, it's from your great grandfather. It has to do with Native American.
And this is about the time that his mouth opened
Yeah.
wide in complete shock.
Yeah, he's very proud of you. He's looking out for you. And it just kept going on. And even Danny was just like, what the hell?
I'm just like, wow. Wow.
So, but this happens where we go places. So
Yeah. Like I said, she's spooky. She freaks me out.
I love it.
I love it.
Have you ever freaked yourself out, Lauren?
Oh God, yeah.
That was a quick answer. Wow.
I freaked myself. We actually did sorry. We did the Canfield Casino in New York.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh. So I went in and had no information about the place, and I went up to the third floor and I like beelined for a certain area. And I was like, somebody was killed here. And the guy who was walking around with this, he kind of just left it alone. So we kept walking, and I went into this one room and I said, there's a woman in here and she's very proud. I mean, she's like, look what I did. Look at what I did. And then I felt sad because I started touching a mirror of hers in that room. And I was very upset, and I was scared and afraid and nervous and everything else. Come to find out, the person who was at the top of the stairs actually was the woman's husband.
Mm-hmm.
And he used to beat the crap out of her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like a woman suffrage person. She was like the Women League of Voters and everything.
Oh yeah, she accomplished a
Oh
lot.
yeah. But
Oh, wow.
Yeah, even the guy that was giving us the tour, he made sure not to tell you anything, and he was like eating it up. You could see he was loving it. And then when she started spitting out things and saying things, and you could see his face like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But I
wild.
had to go back afterwards. I said, listen, everybody just stay out here. I mean, I had one other person come in with me who was female, but I kind of walked into the room and I said, listen, I understand what you went through. I understand because I've been through it. And you felt a change in the room, and then I smelt flowers. So it was quite, yeah.
That's healing on both sides, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Now, does anybody else in your family have gifts like yours, a mediumship or anything like that?
I don't know. Most of my kids, they don't like this stuff. We had Christmas here once, And that's
Yeah,
it.
That's it. It's never happened again.
Never
yeah.
happened again.
Yeah.
And they don't bring the kids over.
Some of the grandkids pictures with you know, you got a brain in a human jar behind them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It didn't go over well with the family. Yeah.
But I don't know if my daughter Carissa actually has the ability, but I had said something to my grandmother when she was on, we had a pact. And in the pact, it was, you need to come to Danny and prove to him that, you know, the afterlife is real.
That's awesome.
Well, she went to the wrong person. she I think it was Easter. We were over at my mom's, and my oldest son comes up and he says, "Mom, how old were you when you saw your first ghost?" I was like, "Probably about the same age as you." Why? He says, "Shit." I'm like, "What's going on?" He says, "Well, Meme came to me." I'm like, "Oh, I guess she doesn't listen."
It was close.
It was close, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, A for effort.
For me, it's usually like dreams.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have like dreams. It's just I don't
vivid dreams.
It's crazy, and the dream that freaked me out the most was Rudy.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I have always like I was divorced, and Rudy was my father-in-law, and I had a dream about Rudy. This was probably about like what 6 years ago or so.
Yeah,
and
6-7 years.
I had a dream and woke up in the middle of the night, and I was like, "Oh man!" We were talking with Rudy, and he's like, "Hey man, remember that piece of shit car you had? We worked on and stuff like that." And we're talking, we're laughing, we're having a good time. And then I realized he's laying in a bed, and then all of a sudden he starts, you know, tapping his chest. He's like, "Oh, it's my heart, man." And he points to the side of the room. He's like, "Take care of Phil. Keep an eye on Phil. Just keep an eye. Promise me." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, Rudy, whatever." And I woke up and I was like, "Man, I hadn't talked to Rudy in a couple months because like." Even though I was divorced for many years from his daughter, we still kept in touch all the time. And so it had bothered me a little bit. And then this was like 2-3 o'clock in the morning. And then I woke up, I went back to bed and woke up around 6 a.m. And I saw on Facebook that Rudy had literally just died from a heart attack. And I physically couldn't process that in my analytical mind. And when Lauren woke up, I
walked into the kitchen and he's on the kitchen floor in the fetal position crying.
Yeah, because I could not process this. This does not make sense.
Scared the living daylights out of me.
I mean, this stuff is not supposed to happen. It's not supposed to happen to me. No way in hell. And so I contacted the family, and they're like, "Yeah, Rudy, he trusts you. He loved you, and he wanted to say goodbye." And I've been keeping an eye on Phil ever since.
Yep.
Wow. That's awesome. That's incredible.
I still, to this day, I can't explain that. And dreams, I've had a friend before, and I was like, "Hey man, just be careful with your girlfriend. You know, I had a dream you got pregnant." He's like, "Oh shit, we haven't told anybody." And it's like, I don't know what to, you know, am I just, I don't know. No idea.
It sounds to me like the spirits from the other side are coming to you through your dreams, because that's the way they know how to best connect with you.
Maybe it's the only way I listen. You know?
Well,
it's true.
You know, my analytical mind goes on rest, maybe. I don't know.
Does it?
Yeah. I mean, we tend to drop our guard a little bit more when we sleep, because we're in vulnerable states, but we're more open, I think, during that point as well.
Yeah.
It's wild.
So, speaking of which, this is always a topic that tends to come up when it comes to protection for yourselves. What are some basic things when it comes to the haunted objects, or when it comes to encounters with different kinds of energies that you are put in a position to work with, to where, like, what do you do to protect yourselves in those situations?
He doesn't do anything.
I don't do anything except for one thing. I give it no power. I give it no power, and I give it respect. That's it.
Yep. But myself, I have all of I have a metaphysical case that I take with me on every investigation. And it has all oils in it from Samaya, who is also in our clairvoyant book, the Unlocking the Clairs book. But all my oils and everything are from her. And, you know, I do have my sage and my salts and stuff like that. So I make sure that I am protected. And then this guy, he's my protector.
Oh yeah, that energy is very clearly there of the protection that he has
Yeah.
for you and you have for him.
All I can think of is the Huey Lewis song, "The Power of Love."
Aw.
Nice.
But when
Plus,
I
Huey
do,
Lewis is awesome. So
Oh,
Yeah.
without a doubt.
but when I do seances, we didn't know I could do this until I did it.
Mm.
And I channel, and Danny is very protective over me. He watches me.
I stand behind and I watch her. I monitor her breathing, repetitive motions, things like that. That I can kind of tell whether or not she's going too far.
Mhm.
Like she said, she didn't know she could do this until we were at the James house.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she's talking. We're like, let's try. Let's just see what happens, kind of thing. We didn't know what to expect. I stood behind her and figured I could watch her and things like that. I kind of read up on things to be aware of. And all of a sudden her breathing changes and she starts kind of rocking and things like this. And then her vocal mannerisms just completely changed. I ain't been nothing but good. And I was like,
I don't talk like that.
No,
Right.
and she's got no reason to talk like that. And
Mhm.
what would be that cue to do so? And again, she had gone in knowing nothing about the house and things like that.
Mhm.
And we'd found out that there was a reason. Lauren?
There was a young slave boy who was hanged in the barn because he was accused of hurting and molesting one of the children of the family, when in fact it was another relative.
It was a relative of the
It was a
family, yeah.
relative of the family who actually did it.
So
Right.
this child, this boy was speaking through Lauren, and it was
Yeah.
just like, I mean, Willie at the house, he was just like, his mouth was wide open, like, what?
Yeah.
You know, he's just like, that's amazing. And yeah.
But the one thing that I have found out is that I don't remember what I say, what I do.
Yeah, which is why we always set up cameras and audio
yeah.
recorders and things.
There's only one time that I actually had something where I remembered, and it was during one of our spirit squad things in Rhode Island. And the only thing I could remember was I wanted to go across that table and I wanted to hurt Sam. I wanted to cause him bodily harm.
Oh, Sam Beltrusis.
Wow.
Sam
yeah.
Beltrusis. Oh, yeah.
Oh wow.
But that's
That's
the
intense.
only thing I can remember.
Yeah, and people said your eyes changed and stuff.
Yeah, they said my eyes rolled back in my head. They went black, and they said my face morphed into a man.
Yeah,
I'm like, did anybody get this on camera?
I'm behind her, so
Yeah.
I didn't see any of it. Usually, what I do is like, if her mannerisms get too repetitive and she gets too far in, I'll grab her by the shoulders and yell out.
He'll jerk me
and
back.
just kind of break the whole thing. And yeah, it's crazy.
Yep.
I don't know.
You know, I joked about the Huey Lewis thing and the song "The Power of Love," but there is something to be said for the power of love that you guys have for each other, and you placing your hands on her and saying out of love for her and protection of her really makes a difference, I think. So I think that's a great way to go about it, and that's really cool that you guys have that connection. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do have one thing I've been wanting to talk about this since it happened. We were in Salem. We were staying at our Airbnb, and I have had I know Raven knows what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if you do,
I
Chris,
do.
but I've had a weird fascination with Abraham Lincoln since I was a little girl.
Yes. Yep.
My mom will even tell you that. And it's not like it was the weirdest. It wasn't just like a normal, like, oh, I love, he's an awesome president and stuff like that. I actually had love for this guy. He wasn't exactly the greatest looking man in the world, but I had a love for him. And Raven did a past life regression with me. And we found out that I was actually Mary Todd Lincoln.
Oh shit. That's cool.
My fascination.
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. So
it was awesome to be able to even see like the it was almost like the emotions that came through as you were going through that regression and watching the shift of energy. Like, it was really beautiful to see that love come out energetically for you.
Yeah. And then Danny he actually looked it up to find out where.
Well, my analytical mind,
Yeah.
you know, she's telling me all this stuff and everything. Oh, we met at a dance and blah, blah, blah. And blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay. So I start looking up everything and how they met. And
Research.
they did. They met at a little non-formal dance and whatnot.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, you got it. And I had to search for that. It wasn't just
Yeah.
like right at the top of the search queue or anything. I was like,
So-
wow. All right. That was wild.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Nathaniel says that he was also a wrestler in his prime.
Oh,
Really?
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
there
wow.
was just a comment that popped up about that.
Oh, wow. I could
That's-
see it. You know, he was tall and lanky,
I
so
would think a boxer, you know, big.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
He's just
Yeah,
going
there
around
is.
giving people the stone cold stunner, you know.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And that's the bottom line because Abe Lincoln said so.
And then also with Chris told me that he felt that I could do gallery readings. And I was like, oh God, no, I couldn't do that. I don't think I could do that. Not even kidding you. A week or 2 weeks later, I'm with Sam up at Skeen Manor in New York. And
yeah.
he pulls me up at the front and we did a gallery reading
Yeah, he's
together.
like, let's do a gallery. And Lauren's like, you could see she was scared shitless, but she no problem.
Yeah.
I
and
promise you,
pulled
Lauren,
some
that
stuff.
feeling doesn't go away. You're always going to be scared shitless. I know I am personally. Every time I get up on a stage, I'm like, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck.
I don't know, man. I saw you and I talk about this all the time with
Me
my
too.
with my skepticism and questionable things like that when it comes to mediumship
Uh-huh.
and past life and all that kind of stuff. I physically watched you take a guy that was on the side of me, this huge, as manly man as a man could be, reduce him to tears with the info that was coming across through you. It was just
Mhm.
like, oh my God. It was, yeah.
And then the whole thing about the Rogaine. I mean, Danny and I just like kind of looked at each other like, what the
Just-
hell?
Wow.
Yeah.
There's no way. Yeah, no.
No.
I mean, that was wild.
We actually
was-
went and I saw my son afterwards and I said, oh, just so you know, Pepe's telling you to lay off the Rogaine.
I talk about that day quite often
yeah.
and like how I was blown away.
Well, that was right in New Hampshire, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was for the James house, actually.
Yes. At the
That was
library.
for the
the library.
benefit for the
Yeah.
James House. That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And again, another moment where I was scared shitless, but well, I'm interested to get your take on this, Lauren, and I'll ask you. I'm sure I've asked you this too, Raven. But Lauren, when you went up there, obviously the nerves were going. You were freaking out, right? But once
Yeah.
you started going, did all that go away?
No.
Like once you started, no, it stayed with you. Okay.
It looked
right.
like it went away, though. I could tell you from being in the audience, it looked like it went away. She looked very comfortable.
Oh, I did?
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay, good. I was just
And how's that-
shitless inside.
yeah. How does that look for you, Raven, when you do things like that?
There are some nerves that sometimes happen in the beginning, and then for me, it's like a switch happens all of a sudden, and I'm at peace, and I'm just tapped into that energy, and what comes. It's not to say that I haven't been in that mode before where I've been nervous the entire time. There have been moments like that. But right now, I mean, it also kind of depends on the situation and the audience that I'm working with as well, I would say. Sometimes the nerves can be there depending on who's there. But when I step out of the energies of worrying about that and step into why the purpose is to bring loved ones and bring connection and help for those individuals, then those nerves tend to die down for me. Yeah.
Mm.
I'm always curious.
Yeah, but I think nerves can happen all the time too in different situations. It doesn't have to be necessarily attached to the people that are there or anything. It just can naturally
Hmm.
happen and occur.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that event was when you guys had talked about the object that alluded your brother to the cancer.
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
That
yes,
was that was when I first heard about that, and I think you had brought the weeping girl there too as well.
yes,
The weeping
Yep.
girl
The
thing,
crying
right?
the
girl.
crying girl. Yeah,
The
Yep.
crying girl. Sorry, yes.
yep,
Super cool object, and the fork I saw there too, which was wild.
Yeah. The
yeah,
fork.
What's your
yeah.
favorite object that you have? Like of the things that you have, what's your like this by far is the coolest in my opinion, or your opinion, I should say.
Oh, mine's the crying girl.
Yep.
I just, she's just so cute.
Mine varies. It changes from time to time. At the moment, it's the Golden Eagle because of the story behind that.
Which is growing completely. That the whole story and adding on to the
Yeah,
story.
it's a developing
It's a
story.
developing
Yeah,
story.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
It's crazy.
Can you tell
That's
us a
cool.
little bit about the story itself? Like give
Oh,
some of
sure.
our viewers an idea of what's behind it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Golden Eagle was a police car in Old Orchard Beach, Maine. That was
Oh, that's right.
a very problematic car that killed people.
Killed a lot of
How many?
people. I think it was
some say
32.
14, some say 32. It was struck by lightning. It was all kinds of crazy stuff.
You name it.
It got to the point where they had to take it out of service because cops were getting thrown out of the car.
Mhm.
Said to have been the car that inspired Stephen King to write Christine.
I was going to
And,
ask.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was went up for auction. Go
Yep.
ahead, Lauren.
And this woman got the car and left it on her front lawn. She had like the reputation of being the witch of Old Orchard Beach.
Yes.
And she's
It sat on her lawn
Yeah.
for many years. It just kind of sat there
Yeah.
as kind of like the legend kind of thing.
Yeah.
And kids would dare each other to go touch it and things like that.
Yeah.
And there was one time, the kids, I'll do. I'm not afraid. He goes up and touches it, and he's like, see, nothing happened. And then the kid went home, and
he killed his entire family and the dog and then set
Holy
the house on
shit.
fire.
set the house on fire. I mean, when
Whoa.
they had the funeral, it was a triple funeral.
It was, for the mother, the father, and his brother.
Yeah, and
Holy-
he's currently in prison for it. And
Yeah.
turns out we know some people that went to school with him, so we got all the paperwork, we got all the crazy stuff,
Yeah.
and
We actually, if you have ever seen us with the Golden Eagle piece, it's like the front end, it's like a little headlight.
the headlight
piece.
trim.
And if you notice, I have no problem holding this object, which is unusual. But because I'm okay with holding that object, we actually were, our friends actually brought us to where the woman's camper is
Where
and
the
where the
car
car
was.
was and
Yeah.
everything. And
Because what happened was the car was stolen in the middle of the night because people were saying it was a demon.
yeah.
The car is a demon. So the Christian fundamentalists came in and stole the car. And their idea was they were going to piece the car into, just break it up into pieces, scrap it, and then put it in various different junkyards all over Maine. Because that's what you do to a demon. I mean, what happens when you take a starfish and you cut up to 7 pieces? Well, you get 7 starfish.
Right.
Probably not a good idea to part out a car that's problematic then.
Yeah, right.
I got a message from a guy who ran a junkyard, and he says, listen, this is what I got.
Mhm.
I thought it was a joke. I mocked it for a while now, and I'm dying of cancer. I've got this problem, this problem, this problem. And he just went on and on. He's like, will you take it? And I was like, yeah, sure, not a problem. And this is before I met Lauren. And
Which is a huge disclaimer when he talks about it.
because there
Yeah.
were stipulations. There were stipulations. I had to go there alone. It had to be 2 a.m. on the side of Route 95, the very last off-ramp rest area before Maine. It's
Mhm.
like a state liquor store on the highway.
Yeah, it's right at Kittery and Portsmouth.
Yes. It was 2 a.m. and I had to come alone and bring a crucifix in a box. So my friends were like, you're going to get killed. You're going to get murdered. What are you doing? And I was like, I'm helping a guy. I didn't think anything different. I grabbed a bag of Doritos and a machete, and I went off on my way. And this 2:00 in the morning, a flatbed wrecker pulls up behind me in the car, and the building's in front of me. And I realized, oh, I can't go forward. I can't go backwards. Shit, this is how
Yeah,
I
we
die.
Oh,
The
yeah.
flatbed wrecker had a piece of cardboard taped on the side of it on the door, so I couldn't tell what the name of the junkyard was. An elderly gentleman jumps out and he's like, "Do you know what this is?" I was like, "Yeah, you told me." He's like, "Everything that comes with this goes with this comes with it goes with it. It's yours.
Yep.
No give backs, no nothing.
Yep.
I mean, do you understand what you're taking?" And I was like,
Wow.
I do. And by the time I was still looking in the box, by the time I looked up, he was already back on the highway on the on-ramp.
Oh,
And,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's intense.
So we
Okay.
actually were able to go to the place where this woman had the car, because I think she's trying to get the car pieces back.
she's got a few car pieces.
She's got
back,
a few, yeah. And so I stepped on the property and they asked me, "Do you know if the car is here?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, it's way back, but yes, it is here." I could feel the energy of the car even without holding the piece in my hand.
Yeah, but that's one of my favorite pieces because of the story, and it's constantly developing. I mean, we actually now have the chandelier that was over the graves not the graves, over at the caskets at the funeral. Now we've got sconces from
so
it.
much, yeah.
It's a developing story, and it's like who knows what's going to happen next with this thing.
Yeah.
So you said that the gentleman who did the murders is still in prison to this day. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, that he is.
If given the opportunity, could you or would you be able to interview him?
Ooh.
I don't know. Never actually thought about that. We actually went to the site of the house where everything happened recently.
Yeah. That was a little rough.
I would be definitely interested in doing something like that.
Yeah.
Right? It might give you a little bit of more backstory or at least a motive for him.
Yeah. Something, who knows? It's an
I never
amazing
even
story.
thought of that.
Never thought of that either. We did interview people that went to school with him.
Oh, yeah.
And they said it was completely unlike him whatsoever.
Yeah.
But there was a change that happened.
He changed.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd be interested to hear his perspective on it.
Oh, that'd be fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I also have to ask, what kind of Doritos did you take with you?
Cool Ranch.
Yeah. Nice. That's awesome. Oh man.
Speaking of which, what are your favorite snacks to bring on investigations when you're doing like all-nighters or
Ooh.
late nights?
I like chips. Chips. I'm diabetic, so it'll be sugar-free candy. I love chocolate, which is a troublesome problem. But I
don't eat.
Yeah, he doesn't eat.
I don't eat when I do an investigation or a thing like that. I stay.
But usually we call them road snacks.
Yeah, road snacks on the way home or whatever. Yeah, we'll have road snacks and whatnot. Yeah. But the day of an investigation or pickup or something, I don't want to have like, oh, was that what was that growl? Oh, that was my stomach, or that was digestion. That was this. Pizza's usually really good.
Oh yeah, gotta love pizza.
I used to be a big fan of like beef jerky and Reese's Pieces and Coca-Cola, but now because of my health changes, probably like carrots and nuts and maybe grapes or something like that, and maybe something a little sweet because I do like my sweets.
Oh yeah,
something small.
But gotta live a little bit.
That's right. With us, we need to keep our strength up because of the energies that we're dealing with.
Absolutely.
So, makes sense. Yeah.
That's how I developed a very unhealthy energy drink addiction.
Oh, wow.
You don't want to know how my kids got theirs.
I also like to bring watermelon Sour Patch Kids.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Oh, they're so good. So good.
Oh, that's so fun. So if people wanted to reach you, or if they have haunted items that they would like to perhaps have you look at or send to you, how can they best reach you?
Well, it would be www.theradicals.org or helpme@theradicals.org.
Right. And if we're going to be doing a thing in the Augusta, Maine Civic Center in September, where people can actually bring their items to us to review or surrender or whatnot, and it's going to be quite the weekend.
Oh
let me
my
tell ya.
goodness!
I have a couple of items I'm bringing to you just because I'm curious about your thoughts.
Oh
Okay.
shit!
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
And one
Nice.
of the other things that we're going to have at the Maine Paracon is we're going to actually have a section where you can actually do psychometry.
Yes, we're going to have
Yeah.
an open psychometry area.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Well, hopefully we see you guys before September.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Well, Chris, do you have any last minute questions before we close up for the evening?
One last question. Did you guys have like? Is there ever going to come to a point where you're like, I can't take any more. We're done. We are at max capacity. Or are you open to just kind of taking what you can and maybe dealing with it when it comes to that? You know.
We're at max capacity. But
That
no,
is
we
now.
will
The
not.
time is
We
now.
will not
Yeah.
refuse.
No, we will
No.
never refuse.
No.
If we have to get a storage unit, we'll get a storage unit. Right
Yeah.
now, we've got a 3-car garage full, the house, an attic. And people always say, well, what if something's not, you don't believe it to be haunted? It doesn't matter. The person believes it to be haunted.
Right.
That's all that matters.
Mhm.
The person needs to be, have closure or whatnot.
Yeah.
What we believe does not matter to us
Mhm.
whatsoever, does not matter to the cases. So we will take it in, we will house it, whatever. And we always tell the people, when we house your items, we do not own them. At any point in time, you can come back and get them. But in like 22 years, no one's ever come back to get anything.
back.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll never refuse.
No.
That's
And then
cool.
My question is, it's interesting. The Bible that you brought with the rose in it,
Mhm.
Yes.
has anything happened with that since you brought it to show everybody? And then also, how is the clock doing?
Mm.
Clock is not in the house. Let's put it that
The
way.
clock is in quarantine in the back of the car still. Yeah, in the back of the hearse.
Oh, I didn't know it was in the hearse.
Yes,
I
it's
thought
in
it
the
was
hearse.
in. Oh,
Nope,
I
nope,
see.
it's in the hearse. What about the
Yay.
Bible, Lauren? Anything?
Not since the last time that I'm trying to think of, it was a couple of years ago. Was it a year ago? Year and a half ago?
Could be.
That's the last time anything is ever Shannon Collins actually kind of wrote she did a picture of what she was seeing. And she had no idea what I had seen with the Bible.
She actually wasn't even looking at what she was drawing either.
No, she wasn't. She was just drawing it. And it was exactly what I told Danny what I felt was coming from that Bible.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was back in the early 1900s.
Down
It was
south.
down south. It was in a church, an African American church.
Mhm.
That it was, the church was sealed shut.
The doors
with
were barred.
with people in
while
it,
they were
and it
in
was
it.
set on fire.
Yeah. And the Bible being in it at the time as well. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't really touch that item that often.
And the clock is a developing story as well, because the people we got it from, it killed their dog. It fell off the wall and killed their dog. And so the story, we've got the stories and things like that. And now we're almost to the point where they're willing to give me where they got the object from, because they got it from an oddities dealer. And so like, I want to get the story from them and just follow the lineage of it, and bring it, as close to far back as we can, and document stuff.
Right.
Sure.
Awesome. And are there any last minute things you'd like to share before we bring Gwen up?
Anything at all, Lauren?
Stay tuned for Creepy Chronicles.
Yeah, and just be good to people. Just be good
Yeah.
to everybody.
When's the official start date on that, and what day and time will it be?
Danny?
It's gonna be Thursdays at 8, I
8.
believe. We're not
Yes.
sure if it's gonna be twice a month or once a month. We're not quite sure yet. The date hasn't been set. We're fleshing out a few things with the guests, the initial guests and stuff like that. And as soon as we know, we'll reveal it.
Yeah.
We're
Awesome.
so excited for you. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Oh, thank you guys.
Oh,
so
thank you for
much.
having
Oh,
us.
thank you guys. That was awesome.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Welcome back.
I've been in the background, of course. Always. But yeah, that was good episode. Good episode.
Awesome.
All right. You guys ready to close it out?
I suppose so.
I'm gonna pull.
Thank you,
the
Danny and
rest.
Lawrence.
Hey, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
It's
Great
always
to
a
see you
blast.
guys. Can't wait to
Same
see you
here.
guys again in person.
Soon.
Definitely.
Hopefully soon. Yes.
Mhm.
All right. All right. You guys close it out.
I can't hear. Damn it.
She said, let's go ahead and close.
I
it
can't
out.
hear you either.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Close it out, Raven.
All right. Well,
Hmm.
thank you so much, everyone, for
I
joining
got nothing.
us this evening.
Can you hear me?
Uh,
Thumbs up if you can hear me. Ah.
Next
Oh, you
week.
can hear me.
Yes, I can hear
I can't hear you.
Okay.
Well, it was an awesome episode. Thank you so much, Raven, as always. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thumbs up if you're going to have a good night. All right.
Well, thank you everyone for joining our show. Next week, we will be back at 9:30 p.m. Eastern as always, and we have some amazing surprise guests coming up. So thank you so much and have a fantastic evening. Good night.